Yo, what is going on? My name is actually the Fish on the day in this video. Well, today we are reacting to scary videos, and obviously it's Halloween tomorrow, and I try to change my lights to orange and yellow to make it look more like Halloweenish colours, I guess. But well, I tried. And before we start reacting to these videos, guys, I know that I basically cut myself like an idiot. And there's just a massive red dot on my head now. It looks just stop. Okay, guys. So this first one's from let me just check quick. Wansee Entertainment. Something terrible just happened in my house. Let's have a look at it. Something terrible just happened in my house. Okay, here we go. Already giving me chills.
I had a really scary experience that I will never forget.
Okay.
I got up at 8 a.m. as usual, but as I stood up, I noticed something was different. It was very cold, and I felt like someone was watching.
This is at 8 a.m.
When I turned to my sister's bed, she woke up, and I screamed. Two heads hovered in the air, one of an older woman with long, dark hair and green eyes.
What the hell?
The other of a bald, older man with blue eyes. I screamed again and ran to my mother. I told her what happened, and saw some man at the door.
Oh my god.
I can't recall what he looked like, but I screamed and hugged my mother when I saw him. I was crying at this point, and she looked at me as I pointed to the door, not explaining why. She instantly knew what I was upset about, and she spoke in the direction of the door.
Well, Mum is speaking to
I don't know
it.
what she said. I was just too scared to listen, and all I wanted was to be somewhere else.
Oh my god.
Nothing like this happened to me again, until I was 13.
Oh.
I was coming from my friend's house and was really tired. I went to my room, turned the lights off, and went to bed. At 4 a.m.
Yeah, just of course it's 4 a.m. Like every scary thing happens. I swear.
Suddenly woke up without a reason. When I looked at the door, I saw my mother looking at my sister.
Oh my god.
She had lifeless eyes, which reminded me of the incident that happened when I was 7 years old. The heads had the same lifeless eyes as my mother, except her eyes were red and just looked evil.
I just got chills there.
I
Oh
knew
my
it wasn't
god.
my mom. I hid under the blanket.
Oh, I'm actually getting chills.
The thing would just go away. When I looked up, it was still there. I prayed again. Then it vanished. I mean, literally vanished. I saw it with my own eyes. That thing grew fainter and fainter until I couldn't see it anymore. When it was gone, I ran to my parents and explained what happened. They believed me and said that if I couldn't go to sleep, I could watch TV or just stay up. I thanked them and went to the living room.
Oh my
Now,
god.
I'm 14, and I talked to my mother about the incident that happened 7 years ago. And when I told her what the heads looked like,
That's weird, man.
she seemed very surprised and confused. When I asked her what was wrong, she told me that the description I gave perfectly matched that of my dead grandparents. I don't know if they were really my grandparents, or who that man on the door was.
Oh my god, that's creepy, man. Okay, guys, so on the next animation, this one's by Mort. Almost 1 hour, well, basically it's an hour compilation of scary stories, but obviously I want to get different ones just to make the video better, I guess, but let's react to it.
It was my first Halloween.
Because these headphones, man, make it so much, like, creepier.
I live in a small corner house with a basement but no upstairs, a house my parents paid half for.
Okay.
It was 11 o'clock at night. I was sitting in the living room watching scary Halloween movies when I found myself getting up to answer a knock at the door. But then I stopped and thought, who could be at the door at 11 p.m.? Surely there were no more trick-or-treaters out.
What the hell?
I had a pretty good feeling it was a late-night Halloween ding-dong-ditcher, so I gave it a second, then I shot a glance to the porch through the window. They were gone already. Yup, ding-dong-ditchers.
Yeah,
I sat back down, not thinking twice about it, and again, knocking at the front door.
That knock sounds so creepy, man.
I was not in the mood for punky kids. They ignored my demands and started pounding now, not just knocking.
What the hell?
I was pissed now. I leaped up and swung the door open. No one was there once again. I slipped on my shoes and headed outside to begin searching the bushes for the kids.
Yo, did you see that?
Nobody in sight. On my shoes and headed outside to begin searching the
There.
bushes for the kids.
The hell was that?
There was nobody in sight. Not in the bushes, not behind my car, Not across the street?
No, again.
I was done answering. I didn't want to feed into their fun anymore, so I went back inside, double-locked the door, and went to my bedroom, also locking that door, just to feel safer, I guess. Even over the TV, I could still hear the stupid kids pounding on my front door repeatedly.
Okay,
I was so close to calling the cops to get them away.
Yeah, I was about to say that, yeah.
Undoubtedly lead to my house being egged or teepeed. The pounding continued for an uncomfortably long time, more than half an hour. I thought these kids must be filming something for YouTube and were desperate for a reaction, but I wasn't going to give it to them.
Me?
At some point I dozed off with the TV on, only to wake up to the knocking again. I looked at the clock. It was 2 in the morning.
What?
How could those kids
2 in the morning?
I turned
nah,
the
these
TV
ain't
off
kids.
and sat up with my ears open.
Nah, these are not kids.
For a few moments, my heart completely stopped as I realized the knocking was not at my front door, but rather at my bedroom door. I jumped out of bed, looking around my room like a madman for something to use as a weapon. They knew I was awake now. They were trying the doorknob, trying to bust down the door. These weren't any kids.
Oh my god.
By some miracle, I came up with an idea. It was a long shot, but it was all I could think of.
What the hell?
I turned on the receiver to my speaker system, plugged in my iPhone, brought up the YouTube app, typed in 45 gunshot sound effect, turned on the volume, and pressed play. The sound of a gunshot echoed out of the speakers. It sounded real enough. I paused the video after the first shot and yelled, "That was a warning shot. Leave now or I won't hesitate to shoot you in the head." And
oh
it
my
worked.
god.
I heard 2 pairs of footsteps stomping over my wood floors and out the front door. I gave it a moment before opening my bedroom door and peeking outside. They were gone, but the front door was
What the
left
hell,
wide
man?
open.
Who was
I
it?
quickly shut it, called the police, and that's where my story ended.
Mate, that's creepy, man. Why is that? Why? At 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning. What? Okay, guys, so on the next animation, it's by the same guy and it's the same video. So, let's get into it.
Now, on to this story. This story took place last year on a cool summer night here in Arizona.
I love the
I
animation.
just got off from work and took a coworker
amazing,
home from a late night dinner after
joking,
the
guys.
shift. I passed by a gas station after I dropped her off. I was working 2 jobs at the time, so it was already late, around 2 a.m.
Okay.
I knew an energy drink would help me wake up tomorrow morning for my next job. So I was slowly pulling into this empty gas station. I noticed no other cars anywhere.
What?
when
Stop. Why are you going in? I don't
Something
know.
caught my eye as I was pulling up in front of the entrance. There was a shadowy figure that suddenly pulled up along one of the walls of the gas station and kept creeping along the walls, getting closer as I pulled up.
Why?
There was some sort of shadowy figure that suddenly pulled up along one of the walls of the gas station. It crept along
getting
the
chills,
walls,
man.
getting closer as I pulled up and turned off my car. But at the time, I couldn't care less because I was tired and I figured he was just a drunk and about to ask for change or something like that. I saw the outline of his face as he pulled away from the shadows.
Oh, look at him.
He opened his mouth to say something, but before he could say anything, I cut him off and said, "Hey, I'll be right back, sir." He just kinda stood there and stared at me as I walked into the gas station.
Okay.
I wasn't even thinking about him because I was tired and just wanted to go home. I
Why are
swooped
you
up my
out?
favorite energy drink
Oh, 'cause you
and
dropped
walked
someone
up
off,
to the
didn't you?
cashier. I paid for my drink in a matter of a minute as the cashier wasn't really in any mood to make any small talk. I pushed the entrance door open and I noticed that the man was no longer there.
Okay.
I was looking around
That's
for the
good.
man as I approached my car to only see him coming from the dark corner again. But something seemed off about him this time. I didn't care to stick around to see what was off about him and went to open my car door. Then I heard rapid footsteps approach from
Oh my
behind me.
god.
I turned around as fast as possible to make eye contact with him. He was just staring at me less than an arm's reach away. Every option suddenly ran through my head, screaming at me to just get in the damn car and slam the door. But he was already too close for me to try anything without him trying to do
hell?
something. So I wanted to try and create a peaceful conversation as a desperate attempt to try to
man.
get this creep away from me. I said, Oh,
Was he actually that tall?
hey, it's you again. Is there something I can do for you? His whisper had a scratchy tone to it as he said, "Gotta need change." I was actually thrilled. I was happy because I could just give this creep some money as a peaceful resolution. I said, "Sure do. Hold on, I'll dig it out for you." By the time I grabbed a fistful of change as I leaned into my car, I heard the passenger door behind me open, and then I felt a handful of my hair get pulled into my driver's seat. My hair got yanked back really hard as he whispered, "You scream or yell and I'll kill you."
Oh my god.
Then I felt a knife slowly glide over my throat.
Yep, of course, there's a knife. Of course there is.
Understand. I carefully nodded up and down. He then replied,
Oh my...
"Now, we're going to New Mexico. Don't do anything stupid or I'll cover your car's interior with your blood." At the time, I was thinking, this can't be real. So I had to think and relax. That's one thing my commanding officer said in the Corps.
I'll just...
The key to victory
what would you do
is
in
a
that
clear
situation?
conscience and a cool head. So I asked
Like, what would you do? There's
"Okay,
nothing you can
how
do.
are we doing this? You just gonna give me directions?" I then felt his grip on my hair loosen. "Good,
Oh my
smart
God.
kid. I hate when they beg me to let them go. Now use your GPS or whatever." His knife was still gently pressed up against 70% or so of my throat. So I told him I was slowly going to reach into
Mate.
my glove compartment for my GPS.
What the hell?
Then I asked him where in New Mexico we were going. He laughed and told me to just shut up and drive. Why was he laughing now? This guy was a complete psycho. I was there driving and praying in my head for a chance to open where I would be able to fight
What?
back.
Literally, what?
I could tell that his knife was starting to get loose around my neck for every 5 minutes or so that I drove.
Oh my
The
god.
knife at the start of this drive was at about 70%, but now it was at around 50%. I had to make a right at the intersection. Finally, I saw an opportunity.
What did you do?
I saw this Ford Ranger pickup truck coming down the road I was supposed to join on. In my
Sit
head,
down.
I asked myself, "Do you really want to die a coward?" Then, as I saw the Ford Ranger
Oh my
approach at a
gosh.
rapid rate, I pressed all the way down on the gas pedal. Then, boom. All I remember from all the commotion
It
is
crashed.
the guy leaning back as I slid my hand under his wrist of the hand that was carrying the knife and pinned it against the steering wheel of my car.
Oh my god.
I can hear
Well,
the
he
horn
crashed.
blaring, attracting more attention. He let go of the knife and ran out of the car as the intersection made itself known to me again, as my surroundings were no longer blurry.
But literally, what was you
I
to do?
wanted to
You
run
were
after
crashing,
him, but
you.
the driver of the Ford Ranger grabbed me and said, "Hey, what the hell happened? Do you have insurance?" I was trying to push through the guy to catch that f***ing coward, but the only words that escaped my mouth were, "Don't let him get away." That's all I
Oh
was
my
yelling
God.
as I saw the dark silhouette of the man disappearing into the darkness. I told the police everything when they arrived. I did everything you're supposed to, but
gosh.
nothing really ever came of it. And they didn't see anyone matching my description of the man. I now carry my gun on me and a few knives.
Yeah, you should, man.
So I will never be the victim of something like this again.
Well, guys, that's enough of that. Oh my god. Mate, I've definitely got the I'm not going to sleep tonight. There's no way that's happening. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. I couldn't think of anything to do. I was going to make a TikTok video, but I was like, it's Halloween literally tomorrow. So I thought, just make a scary video, I guess, like reacting to animations or something, to get like the Halloween vibe and like the lights, like Halloweenish. So I don't know. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button right there and the like button, please. I really do appreciate it. Let's get like 10 likes in this video. I really appreciate that. And yeah, guys, before this video ends, I have a special video coming out on the weekend. It might come out on Monday, it might come out on Sunday, it might whatever, but it's gonna be a special one. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say, guys. So I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.